in line with that whole theory of a leadership which is beyond just a normal thought, but beyond even technology, beyond even Gen Zs that we have, what lies in the future, with all sorts of trouble that we have on the geopolitics, on the economic side, on the financial side. I would like to welcome all the way from Dubai, Dr. Dunston Pereira, and please forgive if I pronounce some name wrongly. And I have to read this, right? It's a privilege to welcome a distinguished global leader whose remarkable journey spans over 3 decades across business, industry international, and humanitarian lead. Dr. Dunston Pereira, Group Chief Executive Officer at the Private Office of His Highness Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal, Dubai, brings over 35 years of leadership experience across supply chain, procurement, logistics, operation, manufacturing, sales, and marketing. I got his CV on the second page as well. I'm not going to read all that. But in few words, I know him. I've been very fortunate to know him since 2022, Dr. Ji, when we had our first webinar for Celerity during COVID time. And then we became very thick friends. I went to Dubai a couple of times. He hosted me in his house, which is one of the best houses, by the way, guys, in Dubai, right? And a man of few words, but has done an amazing amount of work on transformation, on the humanitarian side, on the ESG. A person, if you're in Dubai and if you don't know Dr. Dunston, then there is a problem with you, not with him. That's what we call him actually in supply chain world. So guys, let us put up a hand for Dr. Dunston. We are very, very proud to invite you here for your keynote. Thank you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, respected experts, fellow leaders, ladies and gentlemen. It's a privilege to be here with you all today. On behalf of Sheikh Ahmed bin Faisal Al Qassimi, I would like to extend a warm greeting to all of you. Our theme today, the big shift, redefining leadership in a high-stakes world, is particularly relevant because the world around us is changing faster than ever before. We are living in a world defined by disruption, geopolitical shifts, rapidly evolving supply chains, technological transformation, and unprecedented uncertainty. And in such a world, leadership cannot remain the same. For decades, leadership was built around command, control, stability, hierarchy, and long-term planning. But today, I believe we need a different leadership model because resilience alone is no longer enough. We don't just need leaders who can help organizations survive disruption. We need leaders who can turn disruption into competitive advantage. This is the big shift. The first shift is from control to agility. The leader of yesterday often had all the information and made the decisions. The leader of tomorrow must create an organization where information flows quickly, decisions are made closer to the customer, and people are empowered to act upon it. Because in today's world, the organization that can adapt faster often wins. We cannot always predict what is going to come, but we can build organizations that are ready to respond faster. The second shift is from simply being resilient to becoming strategically resilient. Geopolitical tensions can disrupt markets like what is happening now in the Middle East. Supply chains can change overnight. Technology can make established business models obsolete. Resilience remains absorbing these shocks. Strategic leadership goes further. It asks, where is the opportunity in this disruption? Can we build a more agile supply chain? Can we enter a new market? Can technology give us an advantage? Can we move faster while competitors are waiting? The winners of the future will not necessarily be those who avoid disruption. They will be those who learn faster from disruption and act faster because of it. The third shift is from simply competing to continuously reinventing ourselves. We often ask, who are our competitors, which we normally do. But perhaps the most important question today is, what could make our current business model irrelevant? The greatest threat may not come from a traditional competitor. It could come from AI, it could come from a new technology, it could come from a new generation of consumers, or it could come from a company that doesn't even exist today. So the conventional thing of a traditional competitor doesn't exist. Therefore, leaders must create cultures where questioning, experimentation, and innovation are encouraged. And then there is artificial intelligence. AI is not simply another technology to adopt. It is changing how business operate, how decisions are made, and how competitive advantage is created. But as technology becomes more powerful, human leadership becomes even more important. AI can process information, but it cannot replace judgment, courage, empathy, ethics, and purpose. The leaders of tomorrow will therefore need to combine technological intelligence with human intelligence. So what does the new leadership model look like? It is a leadership built on vision instead of hierarchy, agility instead of rigidity, empowerment instead of control, resilience with opportunity, technology with humanity, and purpose with performance. Most importantly, it requires the courage to change before we are forced to change. Ladies and gentlemen, leadership is not tested when everything is going according to plan. Leadership is tested when the plan no longer works, when market change, when uncertainty rises, when teams are under pressure, and when future is unclear. That is when leadership matters the most. So perhaps the most important question we should ask ourselves is not, can our organization survive the next disruption? It is, instead it should be, can our organization emerge from the next disruption stronger, faster, and more competitive? Because disruption is no longer an event. Disruption is the environment where we are, and leadership must evolve with it. The old leader said, follow me. The new leader says, let's navigate this together. And perhaps the greatest shift of all this is, leadership is no longer about predicting the future. It is about building the capability to win in whatever future arrives. This is a very, very big shift. And that is the leadership challenge before all of us. Wishing you all a great day and some exciting sessions which are in the pipeline, and thanking you all from the bottom of my heart.